and welcome to Georgian Business Forum at Rockefeller Center. I'm Maxine Hoover, here with Nicholas Kveitaia, founder of NAKO Labs. So please tell us about yourself and your business.
Yes, absolutely. I'm a proud Georgian American, and I've worked in conjunction, NAKO Labs, I should say, is very recent. I founded very recently. I used to work for an organization called World, and now I'm actually working in conjunction with them. I'll explain a little bit of what we're doing. That's one element of NAKO Labs. We're also doing some business development for a development shop and a marketing shop. And lastly, there's actually, I want to touch on this because this is going to fall under the NAKO umbrella, but we also do a little bit of a art dealership. But we can focus on the other stuff, I guess, for now. Yeah. And about me, I guess, I grew up mostly in the United States. I still speak Georgian. I go to Georgia as often as I can. It's a big part of my identity. And one of the reasons that I started this project was to bring Georgia to the forefront of the technological world.
Awesome.
Yep.
And how has working in New York shaped your global perspective?
That's a fantastic question. New York, I've had the good fortune of traveling to other major cities around the world, and I think New York, maybe because I've been based here the most, it's just, for me, it's the intersection of so many different cultures, the amount of diversity that's here, the amount of different people that you meet just on a daily basis, if you put yourself out there, just really adds to my global perspective. I get to, especially in terms of who this project touches, because when I was working with World, when I was working for World, as opposed to now with them. When I was working for them, I was actually performing some of these verifications on a device called an orb. And what was really cool is there were people from different countries flying in from Canada, Mexico, other parts of the world, just to be a part of the project. So meeting all these people in New York was, I guess, really informs my global perspective.
Yes. And can you share a success story where your strategy significantly impacted a client's growth?
Certainly. So in terms of what I'm actually doing with NAKO, we're partnering with local businesses to bring World to people. I guess I'm the bridge between the project and actual users, right? Telling that story and making sure that people can sign up fluidly, or easily, I should say. So in terms of a client that we've helped doing that, there's a bakery down in Miami called Caracas Bakery. And we actually installed one of the devices there. We implemented our World ID rewards program. And doing that, we were able to help their business in terms of offering them compensation for each reward they were giving to our users. So they were listed in our app, so we brought them more foot traffic. They were also, and we also helped them basically like grow their business. Not as much as, we also help them basically sell more product through the project. So that has me pretty excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's super exciting. And
Yes.
Tell us about your Yale and NYU experiences as a judge.
Yeah, I'm very fortunate to work with Anna Nerezova and some of the Google Development Group folks. So those hackathons were in conjunction with Google, Google Developer Group, I should say. And it was fascinating. I mean, it was a similar structure at NYU and at Yale. Basically, these students, you didn't have to be a student, but largely it was a student of Tandon at NYU, the engineering school, and at Yale it was their School of Management. So basically there were different prompts, but very similar. These competitors had to create an app, had to create a working prototype of an app within Google and deploy it on Google Cloud. They were free to use whatever technology they wanted to get there, but everything essentially had to work within the Google stack. So I consider myself lucky just to have seen these projects go from some of the students would approach me and maybe bounce some ideas off me the night of. So the hackathons would start on Friday night, and then by 2 p.m. they would have to be submitted by 2 p.m. Saturday. And the amount of work that some of these students do in 8 hours it's mind-blowing. It's something that even a few years ago would be impossible. It would have taken hackathons used to be, I'm sure if that hackathon happened even 3 years ago, it would have been a full weekend. But basically in those short 8 hours, I was able to see so many cool, or they were able to build so many cool projects, and I was able to. I had the honor of kind of judging some of them, so it was really neat.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, I can only imagine
Yeah.
the difference just in a couple years of how,
Oh, it's staggering. And I can
Yeah.
talk about some of the projects that were built, but I won't launch into that tangent. I guess.
That's okay.
Yeah.
And how do American universities position themselves to adapt to the AI revolution?
That's very interesting. So,
Yeah.
kind of exactly what I was talking about at NYU, Yale, some of the leading universities in the U.S. I've seen them. I mean, they implement from my understanding, because I haven't been in that realm. I haven't been a student in a while, but just from seeing these hackathons, talking to the students, they're all using some form of AI. Maybe ChatGPT over Claude, or maybe Claude over Gemini. Whatever they're using, they're almost all using it, and it's expediting their work.
Mm-hmm.
I think in terms of, and like making things that weren't possible for people before possible, right? Some of the groups that did the best at these hackathons, some of the teams that did the best had 0 technical people, or like 1 technical person, and a biology student and a marketing student, and they kind of are able to pool together their expertise to make one great project. But in the past, it would have had to been a team of engineers maybe to build something like that in so short a time span. So it's really interesting to see how, I guess, like the universities position themselves. They work with external companies, external organizations like Google to stay ahead of the game.
Yeah, definitely. And more output with less people.
Yes,
obviously.
yeah. And the faster output. Exactly.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Yep.
And where do you see NAKO Labs in 5 years?
So I might be getting ahead of myself here, but I do, the name NAKO is very important to me. That's the first 4 letters of my grandmother's name. So when I was looking for a name, I mean, my grandmother was a very important figure in my life. And I think she would have been pretty happy with kind of what I'm doing and the efforts I'm taking to maybe like have this project help Georgia one day, right? If I'm so lucky. But I want to have different entities like under the NAKO name. So labs and is going to be focused on world and like being in the world ecosystem. We're going to even develop maybe our own mini apps to kind of take advantage of that entirely new channel. But I'm also, as I touched with you earlier, I work with an amazing Georgian artist, Luka Lazar and Lazarishvili, as he's known in Georgia. And for example, I want to have the NAKO pictures as being like one of the entities under that NAKO umbrella, mm-hmm. and maybe hire some people to basically help me do all these like really cool, interesting things. So I think in 5 years we'll be touching a few different avenues, let's say, a few different industries, a few different roles, and at least that's my hope, and I hope that it all works out. But at the very least, I'm going to learn a lot and meet some amazing people on the journey. So,
fantastic. Yeah. Well, we look forward to continuing following NAKO Labs as you go along, as technology advances, as things develop.
Yes.
And thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you all for tuning into Georgian Business Forum at Rockefeller Center.
Thanks for joining.